No matter what level you are, from beginner to advanced, you should always try to find a wall to warm up, especially if your favorite pepper partner's not there, or you don't want to pick someone else, because that's betrayal. You don't want to go against your normal pepper partner. One thing that you could do to start warming up setting is to use the wall. There's a couple different ways that you can use the wall to set. You can use it to, one, push, learning how to really push that ball far with power to keep that height, or you could actually use it for small sets to really focus on those touches, warm up and activate all those muscles through your arms, through your hands, your forearms, your biceps, your triceps, your back, your shoulders, right? Even your lats. All that activates. And of course, like any good coach will tell you, you gotta warm these puppies up, your legs, to set. That's where you get your power. When we set, we wanna make sure we're making contact. Our hand is around the ball, just like this. Not like this, not like this. You wanna make sure you get a nice spread on the ball, your thumbs around it. That's where you get a lot of your power, through your thumbs, and then your fingers. That's where you get your finesse. Want to make sure we're nice and even, and we're pushing the ball. So when we contact it, we should be right about here, okay? My elbows slightly bent, my legs, my right leg forward, left leg back. That's because you want to be parallel with the net when you're setting. If you had your left foot forward, your hips are aligned and they're turning into the net. So you always want your right foot forward when you set. When I'm setting, you see the contact? Here. Not here. Not here, obviously, right? Feet should not be here. Once again, your feet are narrow, you can't control yourself. It's really easy to get off balance. If you can't control yourself, can't control the ball. So we're gonna work on short setting. Short setting just means really rapid touches to really wake up all your hand muscles, your fingers, your forearms. So we wanna make sure we're still using the same technique with the feet and the leg. As we do this, we are arcing our back, not from the bottom of the back, but from the lat itself, the very, very low back. Sorry, the oblique. You're using your lats to stretch. You'll feel it in your lats, trust me. But you're using your oblique, really tightening your core. You're hinging from there. You're hinging from your oblique. So you go right. Then you want to go left. So you see the whole time, I'm maintaining control, engaging my core. It's tough, but my hands and forearms are definitely warm. Obviously, you want to do this before you start setting really far or long, activate all those muscles. So I changed up the angle so you guys can see it from the other side. So some people will say, okay, you have to do 10 up top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then after you do 10, then you can transition. Sometimes people say, well, you have to do 100 total. So start here, angle here, go down, and you have to really be focused on your hand placement. Hand placement is vital for this. And I always have a little bit harder time on the left side because I'm right-handed. So I'm a very visual learner, and I know a lot of you guys are too, so I wanted to pull the camera back to show you what it looks like from far away. Your feet are very vital. The width of your hips are very important. So, and the distance from the wall. And as you progress, you step backwards. You want to try and maintain that height the whole time. The height. We visualize the top of the net, depending what level you are. It's either 7.5 feet or so, or 8, rounding, obviously. And then you have your antenna, which is another 3 feet or so, roughly. So you want to make sure you get that ball about 12 feet. Obviously, the further you set the ball, the higher it's going to be. You know, if you set it from zone 1 and you have to push it all the way to outside, that's pretty much 25 feet right there. You need to maintain that height. So obviously, you're going to push it and arc it higher so your teammate has enough time to get that approach. As you do this, you're going to do it continuously, moving the ball, hitting the wall consistently. Right, so our target, 12 feet, is between this tan line and this white line. So pretty much anything above the beige or tan is going to be nice. It's going to be very good. So that's where you want to hit. Then what you can do is simulate further and further distances. So you could be 10 feet off the net, meaning 10 feet away from the wall. Let's simulate different lengths or distances. 10 feet, that's where we were last time. We're going to take a step back. This is going to simulate further and further sets to promote strength, right? Got to be strong, be able to push that ball. You can work out. That's kind of almost the best way to really focus on your strength. But if you consistently practice setting, I promise you that is almost the best way, probably the best way to really learn how to push that ball, because you actually have to do the motion. So now I stepped it back about 20 feet. You'll see me. I really have to push and use my legs. Make sure you toss it nice and high to yourself, and you're going to push it a lot higher. You're going to want to be able to push it higher because it's going to take time to bounce back to stay at that height to maintain that 20-foot distance. So when we're doing the long distance setting, it's okay to let it bounce. I usually prefer to let it bounce, really focus on maximizing all that power. But if you're super duper strong, just like ripped, then you can be able to set that ball from 25 feet away, be able to push it off the wall and have it come back to you and land right on your head. Now, if you could do that, you need to take it to the next level. So there you have it. You have short setting and long setting. Obviously, we did the intermediate or the middle setting, which is about 10 feet. To be honest, you should do about 15, 20 feet because that's on average from the furthest set, which is the outside position. Focus on that. Obviously, you always want to warm up with the short wall, short sets, right? Going back and forth. I mean, my hands are warm. You're going to be warm. And I promise you in the first few times, it's not going to sound really nice. Like a drum. Boop, 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 boop. It's not going to sound like that, but I promise you, work on your hand placement, just like we talked about. Hand placement, you're really pushing that ball. I believe in you guys. Keep working hard. Stick to it. Stick on the success train. Woo, woo. Just grind. What a grind. Grind. Get hype. Anyhow, I'll go get that ball later, but...